All right, the holidays are supposed to be a time of togetherness and joy, but it can also have some hidden dangers. Joining us now is Dr. Salil Bhandari, with an ER doctor with UT Health and Memorial. Herman, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
So tell me, what are you were just explaining the biggest danger that you see during the holiday time. What is that?
Yeah, I mean, I work in the emergency room, and every single year we have so many motor vehicle collisions that happen during the holiday times. People are driving a little bit fast when they're trying to get to some place, they're trying to get to a holiday event, or they have a little bit of alcohol and they think that they can drive. So more than anything else, I urge everyone in Houston to, during the holiday season, be really, really mindful of that, and don't even step behind the wheel, even if you've had a little bit of alcohol on board.
Yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating because it's a preventable injury, right? It's a preventable thing. You don't have to go to the emergency room.
You don't have to go to the emergency room at all. I mean, over 600 accidents happen during Christmas and during New Year's time every year in the U.S., and that's just over just those few days.
Wow.
So it's something we, especially here in Houston, need to pay a lot of attention to. I mean, Houston and Los Angeles are two of the most dangerous cities in terms of driving during the holiday season compared to any other city in the U.S.
Well, that's one of the top things we don't want to be known for.
Exactly.
So are there any particular Christmas gifts that you see bringing in people because of with injuries or anything like that?
Yeah, no, that's a great question that parents always ask us every year, are there certain gifts that I should avoid or not? But there actually are a few gifts that are very well known for causing injuries, especially those non-motorized scooters and those hoverboards, those electric skateboard type of gifts are known to cause the most number of injuries probably out of any other gift. Kids get them, they're excited, they don't really know how to drive them or do anything, so then all of a sudden they fall, and what do? They land on their wrists, and all of a sudden they fracture their wrists.
You're talking about the motorized ones specifically?
Or even the motorized,
non-motorized.
The non-motorized, the ones that you're even just doing with your feet, even those too. So if you are going to be getting a gift like that, which is, it's fine, at minimum, make sure you provide the safety equipment for that child too, including a helmet, and most importantly is those wrist guards, because that's where they're going to land when they fall. They're going to put their hands out first, and that's what's going to be injured more than anything else.
That's a really good point. Include the safety gear if you are going
to.
Or if you've already bought a gift like that, make sure you go out and get the safety stuff
too.
So when we're talking about also decorating and cooking, those have the potential to also land you in the ER.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the other massive injuries that we often see behind motor vehicle collisions, is actually ladder injuries. People are decorating, or they're putting up stuff on their trees, and they end up having a fall just because they weren't using their ladder appropriately. So one of the most important things is that if you have a V-shaped ladder, the upside down V-shape, a step ladder, make sure you don't use that top step as an actual step, right? That is not meant for a step. And if you have one of the elongated ladders that lean up against a house, there's a great 4-to-1 rule that I like to use, that for every 4 feet you have to climb, or that you have to climb up, your ladder should be 1 foot away. So if you have to climb up 8 feet, that means your ladder should be 2 feet away. That allows you to put the ladder in the appropriate position so it is less likely to actually fall.
And then you'd less likely for you to be top heavy on it and fall backwards. Ooh, yeah. So those are injuries that you probably start seeing soon, because people are going to start decorating soon.
Exactly. So this is something that we all really need to pay attention to, especially if people who are on blood thinners and those types of medications. Try to avoid ladders at all costs if you can. It's truly just not worth it, because as soon as you fall and if you have any sort of injury, the injuries that you receive will be multiplied multiple times just because your blood is so thin. So please be careful.
Well, and the older you get, the worse the fall is.
Exactly. So we want to avoid those types of injuries as much as possible. And of course, never decorate by yourself, right? If you have somebody else there with you at the bottom of the ladder, you're in a much safer position than if you're doing it all by yourself.
Oh, actually, that's a good reminder, because I was starting to decorate yesterday because nobody was home, and I was like, oh, I can knock this out really quick.
Exactly. Just be careful. That's all.
Probably don't do that. And in cooking injuries, I'm sure you see a lot of those. What are some of the most common ones you see?
Every year, especially during Thanksgiving time, this is huge. I mean, there are 3 times more kitchen fires that occur during Thanksgiving than any other holiday throughout the year. So one of the biggest things that we often see is people who want to fry their turkeys, right? You fry your turkey, and you just don't have it thawed out as well. And when that water hits the turkey, all of a sudden you get an explosion. We've seen those videos happen on YouTube and everywhere. So most importantly, like my brother-in-law is fantastic fantastic at doing these, but he always does it very safely. If you're going to do it, make sure you do it away from the house, outside. Make sure you're not around any sort of combustible materials. And if you do it, make sure you wear fryer gloves or frying gloves as you're doing it, and you lower that turkey into the water very slowly. And lastly, like my brother-in-law says, you got to have that turkey dry. Any little water that gets in there has a potential to interact with the oil, and then you can cause some sparkles and some explosion potentially afterwards.
Yeah, you don't want to burn your hands or arms on Thanksgiving or Christmas. Thank you so much. And I'll add, you probably want a fire extinguisher nearby too, well.
Exactly. You want to have a fire extinguisher nearby. And in case you happen to have a fire in your oven, if that happens, if you're baking a turkey in your oven, make sure you just close the oven immediately. And then you turn off the heat.
Cut off the air.
Cut off the oxygen supply to that fire.
Dr. Bhandari, thank you so much for coming in this morning. That was all great information.
Thank you so much for having me.